and welcome to another episode of the Live and Let Diecast podcast. Today, we are celebrating the return of Andy Hawker to discuss his obsession with smaller scale, mostly diecast cars. So Hot Wheels, Matchbox, you name it. And he has 1/18 scales as well. So welcome, Andy.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Yes. And of course, as usual, we have Lloyd. Lloyd, how are you?
Great. How's everybody else?
I'm okay.
Good.
I'll ask the questions here, mister.
Yeah, you're just a co-host, remember?
Yeah, you're a co-host. Ryan, how are you?
First co-host.
First co-host, okay.
Wow. I quit the podcast. First I was co-host, now I'm second co-host. Heck,
How are you, Ryan?
I'm okay. I'm okay. My feelings are a little hurt, but that's usual for this podcast at this rate.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's fine. I'll hurt someone else's feelings when we talk about Maestos.
I was going to say, I could sing you some Maestos to soothe your feelings.
You know, you could. It'll be really relaxing when I smash them with hammers.
I have a Maesto New Beetle.
Is it a GSR?
No, it's just a regular New Beetle.
No one cares about it.
All right. So, Randy, good grief. Andy,
Yeah.
quick question. So, is it as hot out in Denver as it is here on the East Coast and in the Midwest?
Well, last week we tied a record for the all-time high in Denver at 105.
Oh.
And we've never had it that hot this early in the year. And then on Saturday it was like 68. So there you have it.
Holy smokes, that's a huge wing.
Yeah. And today was the low 90s. So
Yeah.
But I think you guys are getting a lot of heat out there right now.
Ugh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It is upper 90s daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going back and forth with your friend Andy Eugene, and I said, well, at least you have a dry heat.
Yeah, right.
It is not a dry heat here.
As we speak here in New Jersey, it is thunderstorming like heck. PG.
Yeah.
Wow. Got to keep it kid friendly, right?
Keep it PG. That's right, Ryan. That's right. Okay, well, let's go around and see who's bought what or what you're going to feature. So we'll start with our very special guest, Andy. So what's your latest acquisition?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's all Hot Wheels right now, to be honest.
Well, that's why you're here, because we've had feedback that, people want to hear more about Hot Wheels and 164. So we're
I
listening to
heard
our audience.
Lloyd's eyes roll into the back of his head. They just creeped back there.
Yeah. So what did you get from Hot Wheels?
Well, I tell you, today I bought 25 cars today.
Oh, good grief. I can't type that many out.
So I made a swing by my local Walmart first thing this morning as I was heading out to do my day job to go see some customers, and they had just put out all new cars. So I ended up getting quite a few, some first editions that are kind of sweet that I like. But what I really want to talk about is later in the day, I had a little time to kill, and there's an antique mall up north that I once in a while go into and just see what they have. And I went in there looking for something specific. But I always keep my eyes open. And I came out with 3 different Hot Wheels older diecast or older castings that I don't have. So that was kind of exciting. One is it's still on the card. It's a re-release of a series they called Flying Customs, and it's the school bus, the S''cool bus. It's a dragster bus, and I don't have this casting, which is kind of funny. So I was like, yeah, that's a sweet little ride. So Flying Customs school bus, and I believe the school bus was originally a design by, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Daniels. I could be wrong about that, but I think that was one of his designs. And then another one, which is it came out in 1992. It's called Tail Gunner. It's just a variation of a four-wheel drive Ford with a big gun on the back. And I don't have this. It's collector number 273 when they started numbering the cars in the late 80s, early 90s. So that was fun. And then there's an action pack, and this is a action pack I've never seen. I have one of the action packs from this series, and this is circa 1997. It says 96 copyright, so it probably came out in 97. And this is the Undersea Adventure set, and it's got 3 die castings in this little pack. And one is called a submarine, and it's got 5-spoke wheels on it, so it's amphibious, it looks like. The second thing shows a die-cast body of a diver with a jet pack on, so he can dive through the water fast, and then a micro submarine. And I've never seen any of these before, so when I saw those today, I had to have them. So those are my most recent acquisitions.
So out of 17,000 plus cars, you didn't have any of those.
Correct. That's right.
I think you probably need to up your game.
Well, and I got to say, it's now 18,000 plus.
Oh,
but anyway, yeah.
But who's counting? Oh,
yeah, but who's counting?
So, Lloyd, can you verify that, what was the thing you weren't sure on, Andy? Was it not the action pack, was the
school bus, if it was designed by Tom Daniels.
Yeah, can you verify, Lloyd, do you know whether or not Tom Daniels did that?
What?
I'm gonna actually look it up real quick here and see Tom Daniels model cars. I'll quickly look and see, because I haven't had time to verify that, but I think he did the school bus. He did a lot of designs for Monogram, the model car company, and Hot Wheels took a lot of those designs and licensed them as die-cast cars. He did the Red Baron and the Ice-T and the Tijuana Taxi and those. But he did the school bus.
So the George Barris of Hot Wheels.
Yeah, he was kind of the George Barris of model cars, really, of Monogram model cars, plastic model cars, and then Hot Wheels licensed a lot of them.
Okay, so these were fantasy casts of a plastic car. Oh.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. That's right.
I did not know that. I used to build plastic kits, but all I ever knew were for the most part, were basically just the realistic.
Yeah.
things.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of them that he did that were real popular.
That's pretty interesting. So out of the bunch that you bought,
excuse me, Dan, to answer your question, yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you for validating Andy's sketchy knowledge of Hot Wheels.
Sure. My pleasure.
No problem. So Andy, out of the new ones that you bought, that you went into the store at, rated Walmart for today.
Yeah.
Tell us about 2 of them that really kind of stand out for you.
Yeah, you bet. The 2 that I really kind of like, I think the most, is a new casting. It's an 87 Dodge D100, and it's kind of in a Baja package look. It's got racing tampos on it and a spare tire in the back, so it's a good looking little pickup. And that is brand new. That just came out in Mix M, and which is what was out today. And then there's another pickup in there that this has been out for a while. I can't remember when this first came out, but it's a 49 Ford F1, and it's got dark blue metal flake paint with some green flame tampos on it, and it's a good looking little pickup. So those are probably my 2 favorites out of all of them that I got today. And and I got a couple of regular treasure hunts. I didn't find a super treasure hunt, but I was able to find some regular treasure hunts, and that's okay. So.
Now, did you knock any small children out of the way, or, crush anybody who
I really wasn't paying attention, so I don't know. No, actually, I think it was there early enough that nobody else was there, so it was great.
Okay, Ryan, how about you? What's your featured car or one that you recently purchased?
Well, I haven't recently purchased anything, but since Andy is here, I have brought out a slew of my own Hot Wheels.
Oh, awesome.
Because I collect, and this is something Loya just learned recently, I have a mild interest in snowplows. So I have some Hot Wheels Snowplows, which is like a dragster dump truck looking thing with a big old supercharger V8 sticking up out of the hood. I don't really have much to say about them because I don't know. I bought them because they were $1 and I like snowplows. There you go.
That's awesome.
And it's called a Snowplowed?
Yeah. I got 2 of them. One is orange, one is blue. I think the blue is the first release of it. And you can correct me when I'm wrong so that way the internet doesn't yell.
Yeah, there it is. Do you have any of those, Andy?
I do. In fact, one year they put that out as a regular treasure hunt, and I have the treasure hunt as well. So, yeah, I've got a few of those, a handful.
Oh, I've got a third one actually here. It's white. Same livery as the blue one, just white with white wheels, white tires. I never did find the treasure hunt. I looked for it, albeit very briefly. It was like, if it's not at the front of the pegs or on the top of the dump bin, I'm not going to find it.
So, Ryan, I'll look and see if I have an extra treasure hunt, and if I do, I'll send it to you.
Oh, I might have something you'll probably have already, but it could be special if you don't, that I could trade you for.
It would be my pleasure to just, do that. So,
well, thank you.
I'm looking in my database as we speak.
So to the listeners who might not have heard the episode where Andy visited us first, he has a database and he knows exactly every car that he has. That's how he knows he has over 18,000 of them. And it's not just the Hot Wheels. It's, all of the different things he has, though. By far, Hot Wheels are the most ubiquitous brand collection.
I have a question. What makes you the bigger nerd? The fact that you collect Hot Wheels or collect models, let me say that. Or that you have a database of them?
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
I can't say anything. I have one myself.
I think it's a mix of both. And incidentally, Ryan, I have 3 of the treasure hunts, so I'll send you one.
Holy heck. Lucky you.
Yep.
I'd never get that lucky looking for Hot Wheels. It's just, although, you know what? I don't really look, so.
Well, now you have a cool place that you can store it because Ryan Andy is now a homeowner.
Oh, awesome!
So
you got to fill that place up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm allowed one room.
That's what started here.
Wink, wink.
Got a box of my stoves ready to be mailed out right now.
I got a sweet garbage can out front.
Do you have a trash compactor?
I'll do a live stream when the garbage truck comes and just picks the can full of MISOs up.
All right, Lloyd, how about you? Which 1/18th scale model do you have today?
The model I have is a Kyosho Ferrari 308 GTS.
What color?
Yellow.
Oh, nice.
This was a grail for me. I like the Targa Rift cars. And so this was one of the ones that I didn't have, at least in terms of what I want. My love for Ferrari is, at least in terms of the modern-ish era, mid-engine cars, is like hot and cold. It seems like every other car I don't like. So there are some that I don't have, but yeah, the 308/328, I needed to have the GTS version of that. And it just so happened by luck that I have them all in yellow. No particular reason. They just were yellow. The ones that I bought were yellow. That's the ones that I found. So this comes from the early mid 2000s when Kyosho had the Ferrari sub license from Mattel. So this was priced a little bit higher than what the Mattel offerings were. And it's I seem like I always fall into it. It's a typical whatever, but that's about the best I can say of it. It's a typical Kyosho model. The paintwork is good, the details are good. A lot of them suffer from paint rash. I don't know if that's due to storage issues or just the age of the model. I'm not certain, but this one unfortunately has that a little bit, but nothing major.
And and yours is the GTS, because I'm looking at a GTB of it right now.
Yeah. I have the 328 GTB, also in yellow.
And so the door is open and all that.
Yes, it's a fully opening model.
Is the top
door is good.
off?
The top is removable. The headlights flip up and down as they should. So a very nice model, and it's an interesting kind of dynamic because, like I said, so Kyosho had the sub license from Hot Wheels. So I don't know exactly when this was produced in relation to Mattel's strategy, because Mattel was a budget-ish level company early on. Later on, they decided that they would do the elite and super elite version. So they ended up actually competing against Kyosho to a degree, at least in terms of price. So I don't know if this model preceded Mattel coming up with that strategy or not, but if you go out there now, the Mattel models are almost as expensive as the Kyoshos. When they were nowhere close early on, because a elite model even back then would have probably have been maybe $40-$50 thereabouts. But you're probably spending about $200 to get a Hot Wheels. I'm not even certain if it's an elite model. I have to hit eBay up for that, but you'll spend about $200 for the Hot Wheels 308 GTS, and maybe $250 to $300 for the Kyosho. So they're much closer together in price now than they were when they were initially out.
Yeah, that car was always kind of my dream car. Not so much anymore, I wouldn't say, but certainly, back when I was younger, and I even had forever, I had a Nero Black Ferrari 308 diecast car. I have no idea what happened to it. I'm gonna blame it on my son. He probably ruined it or something. That's not true, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But yeah, that was always a favorite car, and they're beautiful, no question about it. So let's see. So it's my turn, isn't it? Yes. So, oops, and I just deleted what I had. There we go. What I had typed on yours. Okay, so I have a degree in Russian studies, and I actually spent some of my college time in the Soviet Union because yes, Ryan, I'm that old. And so the Russian cars are kind of cool. They're interesting. And I bought a Gaz 13 Chaika, and a couple things that I noticed. First of all, a Chaika was the second kind of highest tier of car that you could get in the Soviet Union. So the top would be the ZIL limousine that you would see like Brezhnev or Gorbachev or whatever in, and then Chaikas, and then Volgas, and then some of the other brands. And the interesting thing is, it doesn't say what year it is. And so before we started recording, I told you guys that this car was produced between 1959 and 1981. It was essentially unchanged, and they built 3,179 of them. The car itself had a 5.5 liter V8 with 195 horsepower, automatic transmission.